So should we get into this Newberg thing? Let's get into this Newberg thing. After all, the rest of the country seems to be awfully interested in it. I want to start with a quick recap just to get everybody up to speed. A lot of you may already know some of this stuff, but the school board in Newberg recently banned the Black Lives Matter symbol and the pride symbol from its schools. The board members who voted for this say they want to keep politics out of the classroom, and they believe those are political symbols. Now, this has divided the community. Some neighbors, they built a huge pride flag in a field as a protest. Meanwhile, the ACLU wants to sue the district, saying the ban is unconstitutional. But the school board, they're sticking with it. So let's boil this down a bit, shall we? I talked to a journalist named Ryan Clark with the Newberg Graphic. He knows this story and he knows this community inside and out. And I want to start by talking about each symbol on its own, beginning with the pride flag, and why the board views a symbol that has always been a representation of inclusion as a polarizing political image.
Board members have said on the record that they believe that LGBTQ people and the LGBTQ movement generally is inherently political and has an agenda. I will say that Newberg historically is a conservative Christian community, but I know of many people and speak to them constantly in the community who are both LGBTQ and devout Christians, whether they be students at George Fox University, professors, community members, business owners. There are people of all walks of life in Newberg. It's a more diverse city than someone on the outside might think is a rural suburban community.
Okay, now look, don't start tweeting at me just yet. Let's keep going here, because next I want to talk about Black Lives Matter, the slogan of a social movement that asked people to consider certain aspects of racism and discrimination and inequality that is exclusive to people of color in this country. Now, what makes this symbol arguably different from the pride flag is that BLM is an actual organization that has a political agenda.
But how do the people who are opposed to this ban grapple with the fact that Black Lives Matter is an actual organization that is politically, that does have a political stance, that does collect donations for political means?
The biggest thing I've heard from Black people in Newberg and Black activists and their allies is that the signs themselves do not indicate support for Black Lives Matter, the organization, nor do they come from that organization specifically. They aren't purchased from BLM, the organization. But the signs do affirm to Black students that their life matters.
Now, I know this is a touchy topic. I know that. I'm sure you've probably already made up your mind, and not just on the topic, but on my potential bias, one way or another, as I'm reporting this story. But I do want you to consider something that is undisputable, and keep that in mind. There are Republicans and there are Democrats, both, who support the phrase Black Lives Matter and what it stands for. There are Republicans and Democrats who support the LGBTQ community. Your skin color or your sexual orientation does not decide your political party or how you feel about politics, immigration, abortion, mask mandates, how we're handling a warming climate, or if you support police. That was one of the arguments when people wanted a thin blue line flag to be removed from an office in Aloha High School. That symbol was always something that supported police and recognized fallen officers. But it's also been co-opted for political purposes, and people wanted it to come down. The district defended it, by the way, citing free speech. So I was curious what the school board in Newberg thinks of that flag, and if that flag has a place in their schools, or if this discussion about political symbols is exclusive to Pride and BLM.
Have they commented at all about that?
Not even remotely. They've been asked by opposing board members who have questioned how this would apply to other political items, and they said it would be a case-by-case basis. As far as flags that might be on the other side of the aisle or clothing that staff might wear, at this point, they have not been as specific as they have been with the Black Lives Matter signage and the pride flags. And that cuts to the core of what seems to a lot of folks in the community, and they've told me this in the stories I've reported. This seems to be an intensely political issue here.
Clearly, yes, this is a intensely political issue. But the question is that because those symbols are innately political, or because we are making them political in Newburgh on both sides of the issue? Either way, it may not matter. Like I said before, the ACLU wants to sue. They think this is an infringement on the Constitution and the right to free speech, and it might be. In fact, the district isn't even sure right now. They're trying to figure it out as we speak. Let me know what you think. Email us at thestory@kgw.com. Find me on Facebook and Instagram, or you can use Twitter and the hashtag HeyDan.